Hi guys, so this is going to be a bit raw, this video, but I'm feeling right for what I want to talk about today. You know, everyone around me knows that I'm just too highly motivated, always working, always going on, nothing ever puts me down. And I just go on incessantly, work, meetings, photography, giving motivation to our students or sports. I just continue going on, and they keep asking me like, how do you do that? The truth is that every now and then I'm faced with those dark periods. Honestly, my girlfriend told me not to talk about these things, but you know, the truth is that I'm serious about the whole motivation stuff. I have been doing this for 15 years with my students. And the thing is, if I really want to be serious, then I have to talk about the side that is generally left unsaid in the motivation circle. Truth be told, it's because it's quite the opposite of motivation in some aspects. It's not about the energy and running after your goals and killing it with your schedule, etc. It's about being human. It's about those periods, not the low ones, not the failures, not when something's not working out. I'm not going to say like, yeah, and we'll fight and all. No, it's about those real dark periods. Because the truth is that these periods are the ones that take away just so much of your productivity that you can't really offset it, even if you perform at your best when you are in the sane mindset. See, at the end, it's the whole journey that counts. You can't just select the good periods to evaluate your hard work. At this point, I know some of you won't be like, you won't be clear, like, what the hell am I talking about? Just give me some time, okay? The thing is, it's actually very difficult to be talking about all of this to a camera, but I know it's just so important. Sometimes I don't even know why this happens. I can't really place the trigger. Sometimes it's not really clear, and sometimes it's as clear as complete darkness can be. Sometimes it happens in the middle of a working day, sometimes during a nice day with friends and family, or sometimes I just wake up like this. But what is it? It's like you know, a feeling you have as if your heart is sinking deep into your chest, a rush of emotions, like a lot of them strange, all of them coming together, or just the opposite, lack of them. And all of this just comes over you without any warning, and so you're stunned. The last time it happened to me, I remember I was standing in front of the exercise mat. I was about to exercise, and I didn't feel like crying. I just felt empty, like the walls were closing in and it was all getting dark and there was a void. And I was falling into it, and I was just falling deeper and deeper, and it was all getting darker. I wasn't getting any attack or something, okay? I didn't have any breathing problems per se, but I was just like in a void. I guess, I don't know, I felt sad, alone. It's not easy to define. In those moments, you just don't want to do anything. Or at that same time, probably you want to do something, just anything to get out of that uneasy feeling. I don't know, perhaps do something, just smoke, drink, binge, and then throw up. Or perhaps something even worse. Dramatic, eh? You know, every time is different intensity, different feelings, and I'm sure it will be different for you also. Anyway, if you don't know at all, if you can't associate with what I'm saying, then perhaps you are a Superman. Or perhaps you are a person who isn't in touch with himself or his real self. So probably you need to reflect on it. Anyway, so what did I do to get out of it? Because that's the key. That's why I am shooting this video right now. Remember, it's not about what happens in your life, but how you reach it. So my reaction, and what I suggest you should do as well, was look up. Just do the opposite of how you're feeling. Don't keep your head down and your chin down. Just lift your chin up. Open your eyes and look up. And then breathe deeper. And now focus on something around you. That's your second step. See, what happens in our dark moments, we always feel alone and lonely. We feel completely untethered, falling into the abyss. But it's not true. We aren't alone. So focus on that. Voice of someone around you, your partner, your parents, your friends. Focus on it. Or even something banal. I know that your ears might be ringing at that time, or maybe the opposite, there's just lull. But through all of that, focus and reach out to something. Perhaps the voice of a passing vehicle, the sound of the engine, the window opening, the lighter clicking, the door creaking, any fucking thing. Just reach out and grab it. That day, I grabbed the noise. I remember it very clearly. I grabbed that noise of my neighbor who was closing his front door, and then his footsteps. And I remember his footsteps, every footstep growing like more and more pronounced, because I'm focused more and more. Next, the third step is to visualize. This is the step for the ones who really want to manage this dark period well. So listen up properly. Visualize something nice, like a tiny light at the end of the tunnel. And don't just fall away from that light, fall towards the light. And imagine that light is going to be nearer. And I know it sounds all probably metaphorical, so what does it mean in real terms? Imagine an experience that made you feel good, and try to feel those emotions that you had felt the last time. And of course, try to imagine something that you can replicate in that moment. Like, let's be also practical here. For example, I imagined how good I had felt the other day when I had exercised, because I was in front of an exercise mat now. It was a sunny day and I had cycled and I had felt very nimble. So in my back, I felt nimble. I felt all flexible, because generally I'm really constricted. So what I did was I just walked around in the living room for a while, and then I tried to replicate it. What I did is I just sat on the stationary bike and I put on a TV series just to get my mind on something, just so that I can focus on something and not be in that lull. And I just started paddling very, very slowly at the start, and at a very, very low intensity, because I wanted it to be something that eases me in. And I don't even remember what was happening in the TV series, that's not important. But the thing is, I do know that the darkness was giving way to some sweat that was swarming around my temples. I started feeling my heartbeat. My breathing was getting harder and I could feel my legs. Long story short, keep pushing mentally. Drive away from that state. Focus on what is nice in your life. There is always something to be grateful for. Do not say that there's nothing in your life to be grateful for. Focus on that. That day, let me tell you, I focused on the nice feeling I had had, and I kept pushing it. In the end, I had achieved something. A feeling.